This is really unfortunate, but it's one of these things where when you just consider all the factors, when you dive into the variables, when you look at the different options, I honestly don't know if there's any other way to do it. And that's why it's unfortunate, because this is just how it's going to be. Today we're talking about a guy that I have been a fan of for a long time as a Montreal Canadiens prospect. We made videos about this guy all the way back in 2018? 2019 for sure? This guy has been a player in my mind's eye that I thought, yeah, this guy's going to be an amazing Canadiens player. He's going to steal games. He's going to win the Habs games. He's going to be the next coming of another player in Habs history who happens to have the same initials as him. Today we're talking about Cayden Primeau and how this may be the endgame of his time with the Montreal Canadiens. Let's get things up to speed and talk about things in a sort of scouting report type of way. This is how we used to make videos back in 2019, but we'll do this here in this video for the sake of it. Cayden Primeau is 25 years old, 6'3", 203 left-handed catching goaltender, signed on till the end of this season, making $890,000. The contract is expiring, but the Habs will have the option of giving Primeau a qualifying offer. This season, he had a stellar run in the AHL, posting up a .927 save percentage in 26 games played and a .196 goals against. This comes 1 year after posting up a .910 save percentage with the Montreal Canadiens in 23 games played and a .299 goals against. Last year, Cayden Primeau was in a pretty solid spot Habs goaltending-wise. He had better numbers than both Jake Allen and Sammy Montembeault, and there was a realistic idea that said that, hey, Primeau is slowly getting up there, he is finding his way, he is getting better numbers here. He had a really good 2-game stint with the Habs back in 2019-20. He had a .931 save percentage in 2 games played over there. But as you can see by the next few years' time, Cayden Primeau was never a solidified NHL-only guy, with the exception of the 23-24 year, where he was one of 3 goalies rotating around in the Habs crease. Now, with the playoffs in Laval, Cayden Primeau has only played 1 game, and it was a loss to the Cleveland Monsters in that series. He had an .880 save percentage in the 1 game he had posted up. Not great. Jacob Fowler has been playing the majority of the games here for Laval in the playoffs, and for good reason, too. He's been winning them. So, for Cayden Primeau to get his job taken by a younger NCAA talent in Fowler, it does kind of steal the spotlight from the NCAA talent that Cayden Primeau once was when he was a super stud goaltender for the Northeastern University Huskies in the 2017 and 18 seasons. This is why, if we go over to an article published by Marc-Olivier Cook on donlescoulisses.com, there's a compelling argument that's made in this piece talking about how the Habs should not submit a qualifying offer to Primeau this summer. The article talks about how Primeau hasn't been able to shine as he would have liked to in the NHL this season. He started the season in Montreal, but the Canadiens decided to send him back to Laval after seeing him struggle. And, in fact, in terms of numbers, Primeau was one of the worst goalies in the NHL before being sent to the Rocket. Yeah, that's true. Primeau had an .836 save percentage and a .470 goals against in 11 games played with the Habs. That's terrible. Like, no sugarcoating about it. That is the worst goaltending performance in the NHL this season. It is literally last place in save percentage and in GAA. Not great. The article gives Primeau his props, though, and it says that he has been good in the AHL. There was even a debate as to whether or not he or Fowler should get the starts in the playoffs, and so far it has been Fowler's crease. Primeau had the 1 game, and he didn't really look all too great in it. Meanwhile, look at Jacob Fowler. He's got a .953 save percentage in the playoffs so far with the Rocket. Not great for Cayden Primeau, but still. This is what we're dealing with. It's a good goaltending tandem. Lots of solid play in net. The article then says this: whether Primeau plays in the playoffs or not, the result will be the same this summer. The goalie's contract will expire at the end of the year, and the Habs will have an offer to make him a qualifying offer, which should not happen in my opinion, for several reasons. The first reason listed here is that Fowler must play the majority of games in Laval. The net will be his because we want to see him progress within the organization. We know he has talent and the potential to become Montreal's number one day, but he needs ice to develop. And with Primeau, it could be more difficult and could create distractions, especially if he plays like he plays this season, which he had played very well in the American Hockey League. Number 2, Cayden Primeau deserves the chance to show off elsewhere. While it's not to say the Canadiens would abandon him, it's been 5 years since he made the jump to the pros, and we've been waiting 5 years to see him blossom in the National League. At some point, you have to move on. And then third, we've seen that Jakub Dobeš's play can be solid. With Monty, Dobeš, and Fowler, there's starting to be a crowd at the goaltender's city mess. Let's remember that without submitting a qualifying offer, the Canadiens would allow Primeau to test the free agency market on July 1st, and with the success he has had in the American League, he's clearly going to have a chance to play elsewhere. Now, these reasons make sense, but I can also understand the idea that says, hey, Primeau is good. You have other goaltenders that are good. Dobeš is good, Montembeault's good, and Fowler is good. Why not just keep the guys who happen to be good? And it's really more of a question as to whether or not Cayden Primeau himself would be satisfied with this sort of position too. I like that second point that the writer goes out there and says, Primeau deserves the chance to show off elsewhere. Because unfortunately right now, he was quite literally passed by Montembeault and Dobeš because those two guys are in the NHL. Primeau was sent down. But also, even Fowler has passed Primeau at this point. If Primeau wants to show off that, yeah, my AHL season this year, with a really good save percentage and GAA, this is my capability. I can do this well consistently and bring that level of play up into the National Hockey League, then he has the right to go out there and exercise that. It's just, in Montreal, that opportunity is probably not going to come. There are too many guys that are above him, even at just the regular old AHL level, than projected for him to be able to overtake them all. I don't see a world where Cayden Primeau is a better AHL goalie than Jacob Fowler is next season. Just because Fowler has been so good, it's hard to think about Primeau as anything but overtaken in the Habs goaltending depth chart at this point. If there is another team out there that wants to give Primeau that shot, they do think that he has what it takes to be an NHL caliber goaltender, even if it is in a backup or in a triple rotation capacity, then that's Primeau's right to be able to explore that. The Montreal Canadiens are probably not going to have that kind of an opportunity for him, and thus, if it's for Primeau's sake, maybe allowing him to find a new team would be beneficial for everybody involved. For the Habs, you could probably just make another signing with a European dude, a Connor Hughes 2.0 type signing to get that backup in the AHL if you wanted to see Fowler become the number one with Laval. And then all of a sudden, everybody has a role, everybody's happy, everybody's able to progress and grow in unison, and there isn't anybody stepping on everybody else's toes like Cayden Primeau and Fowler right now, like we're seeing in the playoffs, because everybody's already debating, hey, should Primeau get any games here? Like, he's just been sitting around, he had his number one job taken from him. Is that really fair? You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about the idea of Jacob Fowler fully overtaking Cayden Primeau to the point that now we are straight up talking about Primeau getting let free? He's Willie, everybody. We gotta free him. And now, if there's a chance for Primeau to get another opportunity elsewhere where he is not the backup in the AHL, then maybe it is worth the shot to go out there and explore. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about this Primeau situation. Do you think this is the end of the young, I say young, he's 25, the young Habs goaltender? He'll be 26 in August, by the way, so time probably is running out for Primeau to become a bona fide NHL guy. But for now, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.